Hello, lovelies. It's She here from Go to Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channel message. I hope this message finds you blessed and full of abundance, as always, my sweets. Okay? Move you guys a little bit closer. There. Whew. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance, as always, my sweets. If I didn't say that already, if I did, then just a double blessing. Seven of Cups. Spirit wants to talk about some type of fogginess. For some of you, they could actually be talking about, if you guys know what I'm talking about with the fog, with the whole like fog thing. Somebody's guides could be telling them to kind of like go easy on the conspiracy theories, or kind of go easy, because especially if it's making you feel like legitimate fear issues, or like if you're getting too drawn into like paranoia, yeah, Eight of Cups, you need to walk away from it. That's just like a little side message here, but this also can apply if you don't know what I'm talking about with like the social media fog thing that I'm talking about, like the weather thing. This could also be like a cloudiness, a fogginess. For some of you, Spirit could be telling you that you need to walk away from some kind of smoking or vaping habit, okay? In the new year, that might be kind of like one of your New Year's resolutions, and Spirit is like, yes. If you've made that, yes. If you were thinking about it, but you haven't made it yet, Spirit is like, yes. There's a Queen of Wands on the bottom right here, and it keeps like calling me. It keeps Temperance. That's also another one for this Temperance energy. That's also about tempering and like getting your body clean and sober and in harmony and in balance as well. And just tempering temptations as well. There's something here about coming into like a narrow focus. Like really focusing, like getting really like clean body, mind, soul sort of type thing, because there's an opportunity or there's a very auspicious moment coming up. Ooh. To match up here with a King of Wands, but something has to come to an end here. You have to walk away from whatever this is that's clouding you, whatever this karma is, or whatever this cycle is, or whatever this habit is, or whatever it is that's keeping you from focusing. You have to end it. Yeah, you need to end it and walk away. Because there's a karmic contract here. Yeah. And it's going to be a matter of will. It's going to be a matter of want, and it's going to be a matter of will for you. To want to walk away from this, to realize that you need to walk away from it. Yeah, Empress. Wow. You have an opportunity for a brand new beginning here. It's a beautiful blessing to get to give birth to a new life here. For some of you, that could be literal, but for some of you, that's like figurative, to like a business or a project or a new aspect of your personality. Transforming an old aspect of your personality and giving birth to, you know, a new way of being, a new lifestyle choice. Yeah, because Spirit is giving me like this very energy of like, give this up and this will be given. Kind of energy like this needs space to enter your life. So you need to give up this way of being. Yeah, you need to take the swords out of your back. Whatever's holding you down, whatever's pinning you, any kind of like any kind of tendency or habit or person or something that brings out any kind of self-sabotage in you, or puts you in an energy of like this defeated energy. Spirit is saying now is the time to walk away from it, because energy is coming in here wild. Like a wild energy is coming in here really rapidly. For some of you, this could be a meeting. This could be running into somebody. Yeah. Ace of Swords. An opportunity to speak, or an opportunity to cross paths here. Yeah. Spirit says they want you clean, sober, and focused. Like, they don't want any distractions around. They want you honing into this energy. Just one second. Yeah, there's possibility here for some type of miscommunication, or like You need to be in the right like mental headspace, and you need to be of like a certain like elevation. You need to be in a certain elevation to perceive this opportunity, to perceive this as an opportunity. And I have a 2 of Pentacles here, but I'm not necessarily, I'm like, I feel like it's an opportunity here. It's like both of you, both this King and Queen of Wands are both coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. You both have an Ace of Pentacles, and you're looking for someone to plant it with, to grow. Look, 9 of Pentacles straight up into the 10 of Pentacles, to grow this into, but right? Wow, that's crazy. So it's like you both have a seed, you both have the opportunity here, and you are looking for like the right person or the right opportunity or the right moment or the right signs or the right feeling, something here to like ground this in and be like, okay, I have a seed here. I'm going to plant it here in this moment. I'm going to plant it with this person, or I'm going to plant it in this. For some of you, if you believe it's like, if you believe this, and don't take it like, don't let this trigger you or anything like that. If you don't believe in it, I'm not saying that you have to. This is just, I don't really talk about this a lot, but like, if you believe in like the fact that your elevation affects the different timelines that you're on, right? So you can be on a certain timeline, but not only choices and decisions that you make, like I'm going to go left or I'm going to go right, I'm going to do this for a living or I'm going to do that for a living, but also those choices affect your, like obviously if you're choosing to get up early and meditate every day and eat the proper diet that's right for you and exercise your body and go outside and spend time with your family versus locking yourself away, choosing things out of fear, choosing things out of addictions, you know, choosing opportunities and things and like karmic choices, like those obviously are going to affect the timeline that you are in. And Spirit is like, if you want to align with this, like if you want to align with this, you have to align into this frequency, whoever you are. If you would resonate more with the King of Wands or with the Queen of Wands, whoever you are here, it's like you have to be in a certain mindset and in a certain spiritual evolution, and also at a certain, what is the word? Like I can't, but there's definitely an opportunity here for something like really beautiful to blossom, and like a lightness to be seen in each other, and an opportunity to grow something and plant a seed here that would grow into a 10 of Pentacles, something that would be very long lasting. But it's like you both have to. So Spirit is showing me like people in a building, and say that 2 people are supposed to, that they have an opportunity to meet in the elevator. Is the difference between both of you is either one of you was on, so they're, I'm sorry. So they're showing me like you're on 2 different floors of the building, right? So either you have to be at the same floor, at the same door in the to get into the elevator at the same time, or one of you has to be there before, get in the elevator, and then ride the elevator, and then that other person has to be there just at the right time for things to line up, right? So it's like there are multiple options for you to be able to actually meet this person or to come into contact with this energy that would really that would help you to blossom, and that would really, it's an opportunity here to plant a long-term seed. It's like really coming into contact with something that's very, like it's a big contract, soul contract moment, like this could really go somewhere. But you have to pull your end, right? It's like you can meet your soulmate, but if you're not in the right vibration, then you're not going to vibe with them, or you're not, or maybe it causes friction and you can't get together at a certain time. Maybe you're bumping into each other, but you're in different vibrations. So, so the opportunity doesn't go exactly as smoothly, or there is this kind of like, the attitude and the demeanor and the day that you're having is going to affect the type of energy that the 2 of you are in. if you're in certain energies, you might just stand beside each other in silence, looking at your phone or looking around, or not have the bravery to be like, oh, I really like your shirt, or you really smell amazing, or whatever opening line that happens. When you're both in the right vibration, and it's giving me this very open, accepting vibration, if you have both done the work to be open enough to recognize this as the soul opportunity that it is, there's this opportunity for soul recognition, and this opportunity for like, you're both king and queen of wands, which means that you have the energy and the power to like plant this seed in this moment. Will things be balanced for that opportunity, that moment in time? You know, because some people, you ever known that couple that has, well, every couple has the like, well, how have you met? Like, how did you two meet? How did this come to be? Like, whatever it was, there's some people that are literally just like, we ran into each other, we happen to share the same cab, or we happen to be at the same hotel at the same time, or we happen to, run into each other at, I happen to be single and get on this, and they happened and we met up and things were just right. Things felt right. What if in that moment things had been off, or you've been having a bad day, or, you're just like, oh, I'm so not in the mood for this. So when a person walks up to you and smiles, you just go, I'm busy, or I'm doing something else, or you're so frazzled with the day that you're having that somebody hits on you. And it's like one of those moments where you're like, was that person, like you're in the shower later and you're like, wait, was that person totally hitting on me? Oh, that was an opportunity, was it? But I was so frazzled, or I was so worried about this. I wasn't in tuned in the moment that could have been a moment. That could have been a moment, right? And it's kind of something like that, where it's like, there's an opportunity here for there to be that moment, but you have to be in the right, you have to be in the right mindset and coming at this from a very open-hearted and open mind perspective. And also, there's something here that's like at distance, like you're at a distance, or your back is turned away from this opportunity. Yeah, you're learning karmic lessons. So there's karmic lessons on both sides here being played out. Yeah, a judgment energy is being called right here. So it's like, do you have what it takes to be on the right path, to where you're both in that hallway together, or you end up in that sharing that elevator ride together, or yeah, they're showing me like somebody like moving, and they're showing me somebody like meeting somebody. They're holding like a box, like a moving box, and somebody's like, oh, I got the door for you, and they open the door for you, and you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. It's something very simple like that. Yeah. And then I see eye contact. I see people smiling at each other. And it's like, you need to be in the right mindset to be like, I'm going for this. And so does this other person. Like, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to walk away from the past. And I'm just going to go for it. Because that's what it, that's part of what it is here with this King and Queen of Wands energy. 5 of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Ooh, excuse me. What is that? That's a draining energy. This 5 of Pentacles. I don't want to say. What I'm hearing in my mind is lack of accountability, or there is like a very deep level of self-awareness here. And an awareness of your wounds or your trauma, or you know, your self-sabotaging techniques, you know, oh, I have a tendency to hermit. I have a tendency to be like, no, I'm fine. Thank you. No, you know, when somebody offers me an opportunity or offers me help, or when somebody says, I got the door, it's like, no, I have it. I have it. You know, instead of just being like, yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. You know, putting the box, I said box of books. So I almost said box of books. So, and you turn around and there's this person there, and there's this spark, and there's this connection, and there's this attraction. And it's like, it's the difference between being like, like normally I would just be like, thanks, appreciate it, slam, you know, or the difference between like, wow, I really appreciate that, and then being like, this person is really attractive. You know what? Like, let me start a conversation with them. Like, oh, you're moving in, huh? Well, yeah, that apartment's been empty for a minute. You know, watch out for this or watch out for that. Like, ha, yeah. Watch out for the person in apartment 3 or yeah. And then it turns into a conversation, which turns into a next time you see each other in the hallway, you're more friendly with each other, you know, or which turns into like, oh, hey, like, we're really hitting it off. Would you like to go to dinner with me tonight? Or would you like to, you know, like, if you want me to show you around and you're new to the city, do you know anybody here? No? Okay, well, you know, like, me and my friends are actually doing this thing at this art gallery or at this club, or, you know, at this bar down the street, or, you know, this is happening, or, you know, you can come up if you ever feel lonely, you know, something like that, where it evolves into something, where it becomes an opportunity. And this doesn't have to be romantic necessarily, but it is an opportunity here, even if it's just like an opportunity to make a friend, or an opportunity to make a pathway, to make a bridge forward to yourself, to reach out and connect. This is a deep opportunity to connect, but there is this energy here of like, you have to get over any kind of fear of abandonment, or any kind of wounds, or any kind of things like emotionally that might be holding you back. Any of those things inside of yourself that might stop you from being like, I know inside that I truly do want to connect, that I want to reach out, that I want to say hello, that I want to have an opportunity here, you know? And it's like, okay, well, yeah. Okay, well, hermit and go inside and be by yourself now. But yes, you know, go inside. Peer deeply into the mirror and pick up any kind of, you knock down any kind of illusions, doing that shadow work, doing all that, being honest with yourself about what you're seeing. That's going to lead you to leaving behind anything that holds you back, you know, in this old cycle. And if you're already doing that, keep doing that. And there definitely, with 9 of Cups, there definitely is some type of, I'll say, indulgent behavior that needs to be addressed. And I don't know what this could be. Like I said, this could be, you know, having those shyer moments or having those fear moments guide you, instead of allowing your bravery or your strength or your curiosity or your, you know, your intuition to say like, yeah, go to that, you know, yeah, accept that invitation. Yeah. Ask that person for their number. Yeah. Say, oh, is there a spot available in that class? Instead of being like, no, there's probably not a spot, or no, they probably would reject me, or what if they say no? What if this is, wouldn't that be awkward? It's like, okay, so what if they do say no? Then it's just an opportunity that wasn't meant for you. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, and I know it can be easy. It's easier said than done in those moments. But yeah, it's kind of like this energy of like, unburden yourself, unbind yourself, you know, free yourself. Like, the swords have been pulled out of your back. And I know that you feel drained, and I know that you feel pushed beyond your limits, but like, it's time for your rebirth time, right? Like, this death energy has happened. So it's really time for you to use your willpower, right? To stand up out of that fogginess. Because the fogginess that's with you now is an 8 of Swords fogginess. It's like at one time there was karma that held me back, or there was lessons that I had to learn that held me back. But now all that's holding me back is my tendency to do it. Is how I have, like, this is how I felt. But if I use my sovereignty, I can step out of that pattern. I can step out of that tendency. You know, I have control over myself to say no to those things, to those dependencies, or to those codependencies, or to those toxic relationships, or to those karmic cycles, or to those addictive behaviors, or whatever it is. Like, I need to make the conscious step forward to do something. And that's what puts you into this alignment here with this King and Queen of Wands. The King and Queen of Wands are somebody who's willing. They're more than just that, but an aspect of them is that they're somebody who's willing to do something. They have a passion, they have a drive, they have that spark, and they have that determination to get it done when it needs to get done. And that's the vibe both you and this person need to be in for this opportunity, like a spark here to really strike and for it to match, you know, because it has the possibility to do that. But you have to be the one that steps into this energy and creates, you know, and creates your alignment with this opportunity. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, because Spirit is saying like you're dragging your feet because you're worried about rejection, or you're worried about something that's here that's happened in the past. You could be worried about optics, things that are on paper, things that you think are really important. Yeah, it's definitely going to require commitment and dedication, right? Like this person had to get dedicated. They had to either go find this boat or buy this boat or build this or buy the materials and make this boat. Then they had to get their family ready and then they had to go. That's going to cause like, that's going to need preparation. That's going to need goal setting. That's going to require discipline and concentration, focus. And if you are to step into this King or Queen of Wands energy, it is going to require that. Four of Wands. Building a Four of Wands takes dedication and fire and passion and understanding and forgiveness and all of those things. Self-mastery and balance. And we're not saying that you're going to be perfectly balanced and perfectly harmonious, but when you have the opportunity, you're making those right and better choices for yourself. The Magician here. You're using your tools at your disposal. You're using yourself and your knowledge and your experience in a way where your higher self is driving instead of your ego or your pride or your traumas or your fears, any other types of emotions like that leading. But when you are in the driver's seat and like I don't want to say controlling, but all of these things are like once you get into a place of sovereignty, once you get into a place of starting to really master yourself, you know how to use not only how to use all of your senses and how to use all of the tools and that has been given to you, and that includes using this body, using the senses, you know, the senses that come with this body, as well as your extra senses as well. Like any kind of psychic gifts or abilities or spiritual gifts or abilities or however you want to put it, anything like that in coordination with each other. You know, and using that and also, you know, turning your knowledge into wisdom and applying it into your everyday life. You've learned these karmic lessons, so walk in that truth. Yeah. That's what's going to address this issue here. This issue of feeling left out or feeling alone or feeling rejected or feeling abandoned. I don't feel without. For some of you, this could be a lack mentality. Yeah. Look, Six of Pentacles. It is, again, this is so much about your mind, your mind and your focus and your drive and your passion and connecting with your higher self. And this is definitely like a battle of willpower, a battle of dedication and a battle of willpower and an opportunity to just do, you know, have the discipline and the mind and the strength of character and of self to stick to, I'm going to do this and do it. I'm going to stop that and stop it. I'm going to commit to this and commit to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, make the choice, the lovers. Make the choice. But this definitely is an opportunity for like something that is very blessed and divine and very like soul. It is very soulmate energy, whether it's a person or a place or an opportunity, a passion, a drive, a purpose, finding a life purpose here. Whatever it is for you, it is going to be like this big tower moment here for you. But it requires an evolution of thought. Yeah, it's like, okay, so you know that you have self-awareness, so it's time to use it. Get down, please. Hey. Sir, get down, please, okay? Just 1 second, you guys. Yeah, it's it's mostly just in your I don't want to say in your mind, because there definitely is like physical habits or physical things here. For some of you, actual physical dependencies and things like that. But I think a lot of it is, you know, it's a lot in your mind. This with this Seven of Cups here, that whole feeling of this kind of fogginess and this type of energy. I'm not trying to like call you out too much or anything like this, but it is like this again here with this Page of Cups. I keep hearing lack of accountability and lack of drive or focus. Yeah, this fogginess is causing some kind of lack in drive and focus. Three of Cups. Again, Three of Cups can be about a celebration. It could be about drinking or smoking or celebrating too much, indulging too much in a habit or with certain people. Indulging yourself with keeping certain people or certain activities around you, putting yourself in the situation to be tempted to fall off the wagon or to be tempted to fall into old thought patterns or process or old paradigms. Old patterns is what I was trying to say instead of processing. And yeah, opportunities, like keeping yourself. Yeah, that's three of Cups came right back out. Yeah, you're at this beginning stage here where it's like this energy of taking yourself in a new direction, like really choosing to take yourself in a new direction. Okay, we're gonna end this off with a couple masters. I saw Mawat. That's about balance and harmony, right? Again, enlightened action here with Kuan Yin. Choose compassion, move forward with grace. There's again this move forward energy, look forward. Again, Mawat is coming out. Again, divine intervention, weigh up your options, choose your highest good. Come on now, right? Because that's what, you know, Spirit is saying, like we're asking you to choose your highest good. Buddha, enlightened awareness, make peace with your thoughts in your world. And how your thoughts create your world and how your thoughts like are creating like your perception. But your thoughts don't have to be exactly like who you necessarily are. Yeah, I'm hearing that just because you think it doesn't make it true. Sacred activists to stand up for your beliefs again. Some of you definitely could be going through this kind of Kundalini awakening energy, because I'm noticing like all of these that I'm pulling are having kind of like this fire energy or like this golden kind of aura energy like expanding around them. Again, Kuan Yin is about this, taking this enlightened action. Yes, thank you. I was going to say I didn't pull the Joan of Arc, but there it is again. You see the fire energy around her as well. Yeah. Initiatory experience. Because I was going to say, some of you might be experiencing a Kundalini awakening or an awakening of your energy, an awakening of this fire energy within you. Yeah, that's what Spirit is saying. Like, your mind is the only thing that keeps this fire energy from awakening inside of you. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody by being like, it's all in your head, it's all in your mind. You might actually be suffering from some kind of depression or some kind of, again, like a limiting mindset, a poverty mindset, a victim mentality, a abandonment wound, a rejection wound. Like there's something here that's driving the seat more than you think it is. It might not be driving it all the time, but it's driving it still more than you think it is. But this is an opportunity for evolution. The Atlanteans, evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. Exactly. And then again, here, divine mission, enlightened action, make choices from the heart space. Again, I kept saying that earlier, like, right, this was about expanding your heart as well. Expanding your heart space and your awareness. Miraculous moment, harmony surrounds you, expect miracles. Some of you might have an opportunity to go see like some type of guru or go away on some type of spiritual retreat. I think that would be really like very powerful for you. You could be going through some kind of spiritual evolutionary process right now in some type of way, whether you're taking some kind of, journey with some kind of substances, or if you are doing some kind of like fast, if you're going away to some type of retreat, if you're going through some type of program, if you're taking some type of classes or something like that. There's this evolution energy that's raising. And again, see how this person again has like that kind of golden glow on on the outskirts of them, right? So I definitely think that there is some kind of like release that's happening here for sure. Oh, yes, karma release. So you're releasing karma. You're burning away and releasing some kind of karma right here. The end of a cycle, debts are paid, choose your destiny. Again, like I said this whole time, you might have been used to karma holding you in a pattern, or like you having to learn a lesson, and Spirit's like, okay, you've learned it, but you're so used to just being down there, just laying on the floor, that Spirit's like, okay, you can get up. It's like, can I? I don't know if I can get up. It's like, you can get up. You can get up, but you have to choose to get up. And it's going to hurt. You're still healing. You're going to have to have the bravery and the strength to like pick yourself up, because Spirit's like, I can't pick you up. All I can do is tell you, you can get up. I showed you how to remove the swords. I showed you how to accept what happened to you and to be reborn again. And now here you are with those swords out of your back. And now here I am telling you, you have to choose to get up. You have to choose to stand up. Again, Bridget, we have Bridget here. Inner fire. Let your passion lead you to your purpose. Come on now. I said what I said. Yes. Again, here, transcending fear. Facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. Again, there is, like I said, right? There is this inner fire awakening inside of you here. And it's this energy of facing this fear energy, burning away and facing some type of fear here. It could be some kind of like fear of karma or fear of what you've been through. Fear because, it's giving me very much so like a deep trauma and fear here. And that could be, fear could have been the cause of any of those things that I was saying before, that I was talking about this Five of Pentacles represented. Some type of trauma or some type of event that happened, or anything that might have been the inciting incident that caused any of those, that fear, lack mentality, victim mentality, any of those things that I talked about before. Codependent relationship tendencies or anything like that. Even your attachment styles in relationships, and that is your relationship to whatever, your relationship to food, your relationship to friends, your relationship to family, your relationship to money, your relationship to your body, your relationship to faith, to belief with God, whatever it is. And it could be any of those things, and it could be affecting, your relationship with yourself, with your children, with whatever, anything outside or inside of yourself, whatever this energy is. because that's why Spirit is keeping this so wide, because it could apply to each person. It could apply to multiple things in your life. And right now is an opportunity for us as a collective to stand up and step into this King and Queen of Wands energy here. This fire energy, this bravery, this strength, this overcoming this devil energy, right? Because the strength card is the one that overcomes the devil energy, right? And that requires you working on it. That requires you putting in that work on it. And it might require you to work on this for a little bit, and then you might have to work on that for a little bit, and then you might have to work on that, and then that healed enough for you to work on this, and that healed you enough to work on this, and that healed you enough to go back to that thing, because now that you've healed all these things, you went back to that and you understand that other, that other trauma or that other thing so much better, because you're coming at it from a much more healed place, and you understand that relationship, or you understand what happened there in that scenario and what kept you down and the ways you sabotage yourself, or, the way that maybe you actually in some situations didn't have to blame, and you're like, wait, I've been blaming myself, but it was really this other person, and them projecting or them doing that, like we're not all going to be 100% guilty in like every, we're not going to, sometimes people do just come at us and just do things and we're like, what the fuck, that's not going to be in every scenario, there are going to be plenty of scenarios in our life where we play like an active role, even when we don't realize it, and this is like that looking back and being like, okay, because I'm healed enough, I can look back and I can understand this, and I can have compassion for that. And I can, I don't want to say excuse things, but I can forgive things. Or if you're not ready to forgive certain things, that's your timeline. I'm not telling you if you're ready to never forgive certain things. Again, your timeline. I'm not going to sit here and tell you whether or not it is of your highest good to forgive and to move on completely from certain things, or the way you're supposed to do that, or the timeline that you're supposed to do that in. That's not my business, but I will put, at some point, hopefully in your life, you can forgive that and move on from it, whatever it is, in whatever way that looks like for you, because we all want to be healthier and happier and stand in understanding. But I really feel like there is this energy here of connecting with self, like connecting very deeply with self. And I really feel like for a lot of you is like connecting with this very deep part of yourself that you lost for some reason or another. Again, probably whatever caused that inciting incident that we keep talking about that caused all these issues, or all this trauma, or all this fog, or all this need to codependent, blah, 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 all that stuff. Gaia, resilient spirit, earth connection, stay rooted in trust and faith. Again, because then Michael and Faith were on the back of the deck. So there is some type of belief here that is being, and it's reminding me, I don't know if you guys have seen like Inside Out 2. It's reminding me of that. It's reminding me of this Inside Out 2, where they introduced this new thing of like how belief, like our belief system influence like our feeling of self, and how anxiety, put all of these kind of beliefs that felt like truth, but really added up to this feeling that, that actually was not being helpful, right? And it was this whole thing about how your anxiety can lie to you and create scenarios to you that really, that you think, I'm thinking about this, or I'm obsessing over that, or I'm worried about this, or I'm trying to control that. And anxiety and fear can lie to you and tell you that you're doing those things in a way that are helpful to you, when sometimes you have to have the ability to check those things and say, no, actually, it's not helpful to think about those things. No, actually, it's not helpful to run over every terrible, horrible scenario that could possibly happen right now, because it's keeping me awake at night. No, what would be helpful is to have peaceful, nice, full rest right now. No, sometimes that fear, that ego response goes down to fear. It goes down to self-preservation. I want to survive. I want to live. But our ego is not developed enough to keep up with the complexity of our emotions and of our mind, and how our mind like perceives these things, like blows to our ego, as like sends people. That's why people fly into a jealous rage and do something to their partners, or they, you know, they are at risk because of a lie that they told of losing their business. So they tell even more lies, and they create like a whole web of lies when they could have just came forward and been honest. And, you know, now they're losing all this money, and they owe all these debts, and their friends and their family are really mad at them, and they're still going to lose the business. You know, like we've all seen those scenarios or heard about those things where it's like, wow, your fear and your anxiety really got the best of you and really got you all twisted up and turned around. Like, why couldn't you just face that? Why was your pride so big that you couldn't just say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry? Why did you not talk to your best friend for 20 years because of a misunderstanding? Like, what? You know, like sometimes it can, you know, or like, why are you allowing this to go on because of that? Like, is it, come on now. And that they're showing me the Six of Cups. So it is that, it's like that a lack of emotional accountability of like, how much are my stubborn emotions, how much are my fear responses, how much is my ego, my pride, my, you know, my anger, my stubbornness, like how much is that really influencing me? And having an awareness over that to the point where, you know, those things are still going to be there. They're still going to be like, oh, I'm in the room, I have something to say about this. But you can go, okay, anxiety, I appreciate you bringing up those scenarios and thinking about things, and, you know, and I appreciate, you know, the survival energy that you bring to this. But our big brain, right, can think, okay, that's a good scenario. I didn't think about that. That could happen. So what are we going to do? We're going to do that. We'll do that instead. Cool. We're good. Thanks for having my back. But also, it doesn't need to get carried away, right? Our anxieties don't need to rule us. Our fear doesn't need to rule us. Our embarrassment doesn't need to rule us, because it can lead, you know, our anger doesn't need to rule us, because it can lead us to doing very self-harming things, you know? And that doesn't have to be like in a physical way, but it definitely could be in an emotional way as well, you know? And it is those things that's, you know, where, so of course, self-sabotage and things like that come from. That's the origins of them. Or yeah. So there is also too, like, this energy here of being seen and letting your gifts show. I see here on the bottom of the deck, I see Jesus here. So for some of you, I'm not saying that you were Jesus or anything like that. Please don't hold yourself up to that standard. But there could be like a self-sacrificial feeling here that you could be having. Like, I need to dampen this inner spark and this fire and who I really am to keep my mom, my dad, you know, my life that I have now. I don't want to challenge the status quo of my life. Because if I allowed myself to be this person, then there would be no going back, and there would no be keeping balance with the status quo the way that it is now. With the equilibrium the way that it is now. With the you know, I keep things copacetic now. Even if that requires me to dampen this part of myself that's inside of me. And Spirit is saying that your time for having to do that, or feeling like you have to do that, because there's something here about, like, you felt for so long like you had to do that because there was some kind of a karma, there was some type of lesson to learn here, and something that you were going through, or something that you were, I don't know, it could have been a lesson of humility, it could have been some type of, I don't know, right? I don't know your life, I don't know what you've been through. But there was some type, and I'm not saying that you deserved it or that it was punishment. Karma never is. It's not meant to be punishment. It's just meant to be you learning what it feels like to be the other person, or what it feels like to be in that situation, or like, what can you learn from that, from being put in certain situations. For some of you, I'm hearing that you might have let a position, like in the past, that could be in this life or in a past one, you might have let a position of power go to your head, or that you might have let position of authority, you know, go to your head, where you were given a position, but then your ego was still too much in charge. And then so something that you've been through is this ego death here is like, okay, well, now you need to learn how to quell that ego, or you need to learn how to quell that temptation or that addiction or whatever it is, so that that is not a darkness that pops up later when you are in a position of power, or when you are in a position of, I'm seeing like availability. It's like I see like a crowd of people, and I see you raised above a crowd of people, and I see like you being chosen, or spotlight, or something being shown on you, or you being seen for something. And the spirit is like, we want you to overcome this issue first before that comes in. Isis reclaiming magics. Yeah, so for some of you, there's definitely some kind of belief or awareness, or magic or light, something here that's shining. Devoted warrior, let God's love hold you in strength. Again, there is that energy here of being in strength and overcoming some type of issue here, overcoming some type of tendency or addiction or whatever we've been talking about here. Miraculous encounter, divine experiences. Do not be afraid of being powerful. Again, some of you are afraid of allowing your full self to shine. Some of you are afraid of your own power. You're afraid of your purpose, your position or your purpose, something like that. And divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. Yeah, some of you here are really being asked to step into a position of expanding yourself. Sorry, I started to say Sagittarius energy and expanding yourself at the same time. There's definitely this energy of allowing yourself to bloom, or allowing yourself here. There's something here about quieting your mind with knowledge. That might have manifested in a kind of controlling way, where you could have been like very strategic. Like, I need to know all the angles. I need to know what that person's doing, and what they're thinking, what they're feeling, or what they're, what this person is doing. What's going to happen here? When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? And there's something here about like quelling that kind of like that energy coming up, this inquisitive energy coming up in a shadow energy, and instead exchanging it for like, it's like a purer side of it, where it's like, I want to learn, I want to strive, I have this drive and this passion to create and to learn and to expand. Because this kind of energy could have been manifesting inside of you, and it could have manifested. It's very scorpionic energy as well. The kind of more like knowledge part of it is, and it's this like, I need to know. It could have manifested as like trust issues, or I'm not sure, paranoia. It is kind of manifesting as like, it could have, in its shadow energy, this inquisitive energy is manifesting as like, and I'm not saying that you do this, but it's this kind of, it's that energy that like evokes, it's insecurity. Let me look through your phone. What's this person doing? Let me stalk them on social media. I need to know everything about them, or yeah, is this type of trust issue, insecurity, paranoia energy is the shadow side of this inquisitive expansion energy. Because it's like, I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. Instead of, I want to know more, I want to expand myself. So watch out for that type of shadow energy, for overcoming that type of need to control. Because when it comes out in its light side, it's like I want to know, I want to expand, I want to learn. But when it comes out in the shadow, it's like, I need to know. I have to know everything. I have to control everything. I need to be manipulating circumstances, or manipulating things, or manipulating people. If this goes into the darker side, that could slide into, being mischievous and lying and, conniving, scheming, setting up things, strategizing. So just be aware of that within yourself. So there's like this base of like, make yourself feel safe. There's this need, again, it's this energy of, I need to feel safe. Oh, I picked up my deck upside down. Okay. So we have here clairvoyance, activated psychic and awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition, and open channel, signs, codes, downloads, and sacred information. So Spirit is telling you, like, open up your channels. You're having a spiritual awakening. You have spiritual gifts. You have magic. You have things coming online. It's an overwhelming time. Be mindful that, like, this energy is coming up inside of you because Spirit wants you to open yourself up to this type of energy right here. They want you to open yourself up to expanding yourself and expanding your mind, expanding your knowledge. And that if you don't do that, if you hesitate to do that, if you hold back on doing that, this energy is going to stagnate and is going to turn into that inquisitive, paranoid, insecurity. I'm not doing enough. I'm not accomplishing enough. I'm not getting anything done. I'm not ambitious enough, and that can quickly start spiraling into shame, into guilt, into blame, into all of those more negative emotions that you're bringing back on yourself. So be mindful of the fact that your soul and your mind is asking for expansion. And if you're not doing things, if you're not reading up, if you're not expanding yourself, that is going to turn into those more shadow aspects of that energy. If you are expanding and learning and really dedicating yourself to study, or dedicating yourself to those things, dedicating yourself to putting yourself in the right circumstances and being out of this fear, but being more in a, like, I want to learn, I want to, expand myself, I want to expand my gifts, I want to dedicate myself, I want to focus to my craft, I want to create something here within myself, then you will be more in this energy right here, because this is happening. This is happening. But again, you have to be in alignment. And the alignment that Spirit is asking you to be in is in this Queen of Wands. And that is this too. Right? Just like the Queen of Wands can be the teacher, she can be the mystic, she can be the like a more shaman, or witch, or seer, or she can have those magical abilities, those healing abilities, but also in her shadow aspects, she can be jealous, she can be provocative, she can be manipulative, she can use, she can be very, in her light side, she's very radiant, beautiful, attractive, passionate, maybe even like sexy. But again, in the shadow aspects of those things, she is using those things for manipulation. She is using those things to control. And I'm just saying she because she's a Queen of Wands. You don't have to be a she, but the Queen of Wands can go, every energy here that these cards represent can go into shadow and light aspects of themselves. And it's important to find like a healthy balance between the two, right? To put our shadow into a healthy place of, thank you for my survival techniques. Thank you for letting me know that it's triggering my fear responses, but I don't have to give in to those, it's kind of like again, with the Inside Out 2 thing, where it was like they had to learn that a balance between all, like in every movie, they have to learn that there needs to be a balance between all these different emotions, and that you can't just be obsessed with being happy and being good and being light all the time, but you can't just be removed in anxiety filled and never sad, or sad all the time, or embarrassed all the time, or too cool for school all the time, or whatever. It is always about having a balance between those things that are really going to allow you to be in the right position. So yeah, that's what Spirit's saying. Keep balancing out. Keep doing your thing. Revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. You have an opportunity to shine here. Yeah. But you have to be being like real and open and honest with yourself and being who you are. And that includes And being your truest and realest self does involve you, you know, being your healthiest self as well. I mean, you don't always have to be you don't always have to be your healthiest version of, you know, yourself, but you want to be striving to be healthier, you know, on the healthy side, at least leaning towards healthiness. You know, nobody's saying that you need to, because leaning towards perfection leans back the other way, right? It starts leading back into shadow, like seeking something that doesn't exist leads into shadow energy as well, right? Yeah, the answer is yes. And I definitely think there is a strong connection here to whatever this is, because it's pulling you really closely into this. Be gentle. Yeah, there is this energy of be gentle, but decisive with yourself. I'm learning how to lead myself, definitely. Stepping into leader energy is definitely part of that King and Queen of Wands energy vibes as well. And not playing mind games. Not playing mind games with yourself or with other people. Again, like if you're, you know, you're being strategic, you're being jealous, you're being catty, you're being manipulative, if you're in those shadow energies of the King or Queen of Wands. You know, you're being controlling, or you're being loose, or you're using your loose morality. I'm letting my passions and my drives and my convictions lead me down a dark path. You know, that's what that would be, right? Hmm. Oh my goodness. Oof. Again, that's a draining energy. Not this whole thing, but just that three of cups. That's an energy that's taking away from you. Some type of, again, it's giving me self-indulgent energy, or like, it's like this kind of energy of like, I know that's not healthy for me. I know that's not right for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know this person is not my right person, but I'm going to indulge in going down this path with them anyway. You know I shouldn't die on my ex, but I do it anyway. You know, it's that type of energy. And Spirit wants you to face that energy within yourself. They're really holding you to that Eight of Cups and want you to walk away from it, period. Wow. Okay, work on it. This is with that 8-8 is karmic here as well. Part of this karmic lesson of this cycle ending is you stepping into the will, you using your willpower and your strength of self. Okay, you're an enlightened self-aware being who has sovereignty of your own energy. Okay, observe the words that you just said. So if you do, so there aren't, you know, yes, there can be physical, for example, there can be physical addictions that are holding you down, but nothing is stopping you from having the willpower to say, I need to go get some help. I need to check myself into rehab. I need to, you know, calling up the person that you know that you're like, okay, I really need that help. I need that help to kick this. I got to get rid of this. I got to check myself in. Or, you know, I have all these issues or these traumas from my past. I really need to go see a therapist. I'm calling up, I'm seeing the ones that I need to see, or whatever it is, whatever I need to do. I know that I need to work on that, and that I need to get into it, and I need to get into taking that class, or I know that I need to buckle down and I need to study. But instead I'm indulging and laying in bed, or, you know, not trying as hard as I could. And Spirit is saying now is the time to try. Now is the time to really involve yourself in those things. Ace of Wands. Now is the time to ignite that passion, like that match. Queen of Cups, yeah. In an open-hearted, fun-loving way. Yeah, in an open-hearted, fun-loving way. Step into your passions. Let your passion be your guide. Again, it's that Bridget energy. Let your passions be your guide. Let your passions guide you to your purpose. That's where Spirit wants you to be. Yeah. All right, that's what I have for you. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you guys as always. Thank you. I hope this gave you the love, light, or clarity that you needed. Thank you to your spirit. Thank you to you for being here. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below if this resonated for you. Thank you to your angel spirits, guardians, ancestors, masters, and guides for guiding you here to get this information. Okay. Thank you to my angel spirits, guardians, ancestors, masters, and guides for guiding me through delivering this message as well as keeping me safe while they did so. I appreciate you guys as always. If you forgot to get a personal reading from me, it's down below. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye!